Hello and welcome. Today's practice is a slow mindful flow, developing strength and balance. We will begin standing. Bring your arms up by your ears, and with your exhale bouncing down. Inhale, bounce up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stand. Keeping that going, bouncing backwards and forwards, just getting energy moving through the body, getting your knees, hips nice and warmed up. You might start to bring your arms behind your ears, coming into a little bit of a back bend. You should start to feel your heart racing. Next one's the last one. Bring your arms down by your side. Come into mountain pose. Palms facing forward. And just let your heart return to a steadier beat. And then crossing your arms. Take your legs nice and wide. Start to bend, coming into a goddess squat. And then we're just going to move side to side. Might lower down a bit more. Last one. And then swivel into a shortened high lunge. And I'll just move more central onto the mat. And then we're going to bring the arm up and down. Coming forward and back. Flexing the front foot, coming onto the toes of the back foot. Really swinging that arm with a bit of force. And then turn the other way. Swinging. Really getting the shoulder moving. And then come back to mountain pose. So the purpose of those first three movements, a little bit more Tai Chi than yoga, is just to get the energy flowing. You might close down your eyes for a couple of rounds of breath. And then make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, fold. Keep your knees nice and bent for the first one. And then come into a halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, scoop the arms back up. Sink your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. And fold. Coming all the way up. Hands lower to heart center. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And lower. Take your hands to the ground and step one leg back and then the other leg back. Come in to plank. Hold it here. Breathing in and out. 3 more breaths. You can always lower your knees if you need to. Breathing in and out. 2 more. In and out. Squeezing belly towards spine. Last breath. In and out. And come to downward facing dog. You can keep this nice and still, or just walk your feet coming right up, flexing the toes. 4 breaths. I'm sure we've done at least 2 already. So 1 more breath And then coming right up onto the tiptoes, float forward to plank. 4 breaths here. Breathing in and out. Push through the hands up into the armpits. Breathing in and out. 1 more, in and exhale out. Push back to downward facing dog. This time, bend your knees. Push through the heels of your hands, hug the forearms towards your ears, and then lengthen the backs of the legs. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and out. In and out. Lift the left leg. Bend the knees. Start to round the knee towards the chest and then step the foot through. Place the back foot at 45 and come on up to warrior 2. Take the gaze along the front arm, along the middle finger. Settle into the front knee. Squeeze the back glute, the back thigh. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and out. In and out. Reverse the front hand and tip up and back. Reverse warrior. Looking up towards the top arm. Bottom arm can either stay down the leg or wrap round the right waist. 2 more breaths. And then straighten in the front leg. And then as you release the back arm, glide forward and tip over and come into Trikonasana. Top arm can either reach towards the ceiling or over your head. 2 more breaths. Pull your knees towards your hips, tightening the quads. 1 more breath. Take the top hand to the hip. Take the gaze to the bottom foot and come into low lunge. Stay up on your fingertips. Lift your head and gaze forward. 4 breaths here. Breathing in and out. Firm the back thigh, the back glute. 2 more breaths. And then step back to downward facing dog. Come up onto your tiptoes and float forward to plank. 4 breaths here. Remember, you've always got the option to lower your knees. Push back to downward facing dog. Bend your knees again, hug your forearms towards your ears, push through the heels of your hands, and then lengthen the backs of your thighs. Lift the right leg, bend the knee, bring knee to chest, and step through to the right hand. Back foot comes to 45 and glide up to warrior 2, second side. Gaze goes along the front arm, lower into the front knee, and firm the back thigh and glute. 2 more breaths. Reverse the hand and tip up and back, reverse warrior. 3 more breaths. Front leg straightens, top arm comes down and glide down to Trikonasana. Top arm can either stay up straight or come alongside the ear. Pull thighs towards hips. Top hand comes to hip, gaze to the front foot and come down into low lunge, second side. Stay up on your fingertips, firm the back thigh, glutes, look forward. 2 more breaths. And then as we go backwards now, we're coming to plank. Lower the knees this time, and then lower belly, chest, forehead to the ground. Take your hands beside your chest, push down, squeeze elbows to the back and come up to low cobra. 2 breaths here. And then taking the right arm out to the side, left hand can stay up onto its fingertips. You're going to roll onto your side and come over into a shoulder stretch. Now you can add in the left knee, bending the knee and opening through the hip. The left arm can wrap, if you'd like to add in that shoulder. Just a few more breaths here. And then we're going to come back onto your belly. And this time come into Sphinx pose. Push down on the elbows, keep the hands flat. Fingers pushing into the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Have a sense of the shoulder blades moving down the back. Keep the breath nice and long and steady. 1 more breath. And then we'll come into the shoulder stretch on the second side. I'm going to shuffle over because I'm quite close to the wall. Left arm goes out to the side, right hand comes onto the fingertips, and then move onto the side of your left hip. Remember that top knee can bend and come into a bit of a hip opener. Last breath here. And then moving back onto your belly. Come back into Sphinx pose. 4 breaths here. Again, pushing down with the elbows, lengthening through the armpits. Gaze stays towards the hands. One more breath. And then lowering the head towards the ground. Take the hands beside the chest, tuck the toes and push up to table. Taking the right leg out behind you, lift the right leg. Start to crunching, knee comes towards chest. Extend out. Crunching in, extending out and squeezing the glute as you extend. 1 more in and then out and lower. Left leg extends out, left leg lifts, left glute squeezes. Crunching in and out. In and out. 1 more in and out and lower. Keeping your knees underneath your hips, sink your bottom to your heels, extend your arms out in front of you and come to an extended child's pose. 4 breaths here. Breathing in and and out. You might even stay up on your fingertips. Breathing in, soften and exhale out. 2 more breaths. Start to make your way back to table, and as you get there, extend the right leg out, point the foot away from you, extend the left arm out, coming into alternate balance. Belly squeezes to spine, front hand reaches away. Everything is working. 2 more breaths. And lower, and change sides. Remember to keep your belly squeezed to your spine, back glute is squeezing. 1 more breath. Come back through table. Take your knees a little bit wider this time and sink your bottom 2 heels again. Arms creep out in front of you. Keep your head up until your arms can go no further, and then sink your head towards the mat. 4 breaths here. Making your way back to table. Take your right leg out again. Lift, squeezing your glute, and then you're going to lift that leg up a little bit higher and take it to the side and tap, lift and take it back. 3 more times. Squeeze in and lift in. Squeeze in and lift in. 1 more. Back, swap legs. I'm going to have to turn around as I'll hit the wall. Left leg, coming backwards and forwards, squeezing the glute. You might imagine that the leg is lifting over an object on the ground. 1 more for good luck. Take your knee back down. Take your legs wider and come to child's pose again. This time, turn it into shoulder stretch. So I'm going to start with my right arm, threads under the left elbow. And again, if you want to wrap that top arm, it can come up and wrap along your lower back. Let as much weight as you're happy with descend on that arm and shoulder. Just 2 more breaths. And then come back up and swap arms, come to the other side. Left arm threads. Side of the head comes to the ground. Release onto the outside edge of your shoulder. One more breath. Come back up to table. And before we transition back to downward facing dog, we'll just do a few cat-cows. It's coming into cow first, and then rounding up into cat. Lowering your spine up and down. 1 more each way. And then tuck your toes lift your knees and come up to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to move into pigeon. So I'm going to start with my right leg. So lift in my right leg, bend in the knee, and bring your knee through to the right wrist, walking the back leg back. And I always like to just take a moment upright. You can stay here if you want to, or start to reach forward and come down onto your forearms, or lower so that your head comes all the way to the tops of your hands. Couple of more breaths here. And then coming back up onto your fingertips, reaching the spine nice and long. And then tucking the back toe, flat hands, lift back up into downward facing dog. Just have 2 breaths here. And then left leg lifts, knee bends, bringing knee to the left wrist, walk the back leg back. And again, just remember that moment of elongating through the spine. Reaching the crown of the head tall before the torso moves forward. As you come down onto the forearms or head to the tops of your hands. One breath left here. And then coming back up. Come up onto your fingertips. And then from here we're going to move onto your back. So come onto your left hip, swing your legs around, take your feet to the ground, and then start to lower all the way down. Keep your feet firmly planted. Hands facing across your belly. And then just a few tucking and rolling. So pull the belly towards the spine and start to squeeze the glutes and just lifting them a fraction. And then prepare to come all the way up, so pushing through your feet. Squeeze the glutes and lift up into bridge. Use the backs of your arms to help to push a bit more. Have a sense of your knees pushing to the wall and the heels pulling back towards your glutes so you can go a little bit higher. And then lower. Hug your knees to your chest. Two nice big deep inhales and exhales here. Lower your feet and get ready for bridge number 2. So pushing through all 4 corners of your feet. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs and lift. Pull the belly towards the spine. Feel the thighs firm, the knees pushing away from you. Two more breaths here. And then exhale and lower. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And we're going to come up again. Keep the foot flexed. Pull the knee away from you so you feel like you're getting a little bit of stretch into the hip flexor, and then squeeze the glute and lift up again. Pulse your glute here. Little pulses. Squeeze in and lift in. Squeeze in and lift in. Couple more. Almost done. And lower. Swapping legs. Remembering just to keep that foot flexed, pull that knee and thigh out, and then squeeze and lift second side. Once you're up, squeeze in the glute. Squeeze in. You might only move a tiny amount. It's just the muscles doing all of the work. And lower. Unhook. Hug your knees towards your chest and have a lovely little roll out here. And then keeping your knees up, take your arms out to the side, and we're going to come into a twist. So knees can come to whichever side you want to first, bringing them all the way over. Once there, relax your feet, relax your knees. Might shuffle your shoulders a little bit, and then take your head towards the opposite shoulder. Not here for long. Make use of every relaxing breath that you can. One more breath. Squeeze your inner thighs together and lift your knees back towards the centre. And then shuffle over again, hug your knees towards your chest, rock and roll. And then twist on the second side. So arms come out to the side again. Lower your knees and feet towards the other side. Head comes out towards the opposite shoulder. Try and keep the breath soft. The exhale longer than the inhale. Just one more breath. And then squeezing the inner thighs together, lift the knees back to centre. And then take hands to knees and take the knees wide. And you can either stay here, just having a little bit of pressure on the inside of the knees, or come into happy babies, feet lift towards the ceiling, and grab hold of wherever is comfortable. Have a sense of pulling down, so that the knees feel like they're coming down closer to the ground. But at the same time, lengthen through the lower back as if you're pushing your bottom further onto the ground, lengthening through the whole of the spine. Three more breaths here. Start to let go of the feet. Start to bring the knees back towards the chest. And then it's time for Shavasana. So take the feet to the ground. Extend both legs away from you. Take your hands down towards the ground. And as you inhale and exhale, feel the body soften. You're supported by the ground. Let the muscles relax. Have a sense of the bones widening. Your glutes softening. The backs of the knees melting. Your heels heavy. The shoulder blades softening. And you can either turn me off now and carry on resting, or come to a deeper inhale, breathing in and sighing out, and again breathe in and sigh out. Bring your head from side to side. Bring your feet towards the ground. And then start to turn on to one side and come all the way up to a cross-legged sit. Bring your hands to Angelina Mudra. Giving thanks to your practice for showing up. It's always a pleasure. Namaste.